Okay, in this video we're going to do phase 3 of our chemical peel. The chemical peel, we're trying to get rid of hyperpigmentation, dark marks, uneven skin tone, acne, melasma, any type of or scarring from other chemicals and everything. So that's what we're about to do. And see how it lathers up really well. It's the Castile soap inside. Castile is very good, dries out the skin but not too much, and allows the skin to open up to shed off the dead skin. And then the scrub inside, which is the chemical scrub, it's not an actual scrub to where you see or feel salt granules or sugar granules. Those are more of a physical scrub. This is a chemical scrub where it's getting rid of dead skin chemically. Then the built-in toner, which is your witch hazel, and I also use tea tree with apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar always has been proven toner throughout the centuries and years and decades and millennia. People have been using it forever. But most products won't have in those good products that I just named because they are organic and it goes bad within a year, if not less than a year. So that's why most chemicals or companies will put in fillers and parabens, because they have to keep it on the shelf for you to buy for at least 2, 3, maybe even 5 years. Investigator one day. She's gonna do something. No, she's gonna be a nurse. Yeah. Seeing all the dead bodies for real. So when you're cleansing the face, I do small circles, up and down movements if you want, diagonal movements, whatever you want to do. I always use circular motions. Circles. We learned it in elementary school. Circles. Nice and gentle. You can do fast, vigorous motions if you want to, but sometimes the skin doesn't need that because you actually have that chemical scrub doing all that for you. So you're just gliding across the face. Nice and easy. Most cleansers, like I said, over the counter will not lather like this over and over and over because, like I said, it has certain pesticides or fillers in it, or parabens, that won't allow the soap to soap up again, because it's like a one-time use deal with certain cleansers. Once you put it on, it's gonna wash away. And then upper lip, see how she folded her lips in? She's a professional. She already knows where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do. Some clients are going to be great like that, so they already know. So see how I got most of the soap kind of in the nose area? Get your cotton. That's what your cotton rounds are for half the time. You make a mistake, get it quickly because we don't want the soap to seep into the nose. Cotton round and just wipe it out. Just like you're wiping their nose for you. Wipe it out. Don't be scared. Don't be trying to be playing patty cake with the nose. Just get all up in there. And see, this time I performed a nice line where it didn't go in her nose. Because the brush, I had it flat, but then I just tilted. So a nice tilt, you can see where your bristles are. But if I have it flat, this part of the soap is going to get into the nose. So just tilt it. And get that upper lip. Get the nose last. I always do the nose last. Eyebrows. Alright, so let's move on. Now, normally you would have a hot towel and you take off your cleanser, but we're going to use sponges. Now, before I get massive tweets and YouTube comments, Facebook posts, and all this other nonsense about how I started to take off the cleanser, I start from the forehead down. You can start from the chin up, how they taught you in school. There's no wrong way. As long as you're getting it off, you're getting it off. But I know some wise ass is going to ask me, well, why didn't you do it this way? Why didn't you do it? Some better esthetician that's greater than me is going to ask a million questions. And I say they're better than me because anybody who can question somebody, then yeah, you're better than me. Congratulations. You know what I mean? Just be better. You know, I don't know what you're better at. I didn't say what you were better at. I'm just saying you're better than me. You know, you're telling me how to do my own facial. I've never told any esthetician what they should do, how they should do it, because it is your way. You tailor it to how you want to do it. Don't ever let somebody at your job tell you, oh, you didn't do protocol and blah, 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 blah. Protocols are terrible, especially in certain places like Massage Heights, Massage Envy, Red Door. It's protocol driven. There's nothing protocol about somebody's life. You don't just do everything the same way every day. You're going to have to change it up. You know, do what's best for your client and not the protocol sheet. The protocol can mess you up. Because these are protocols that are made by people who aren't estheticians. There's a lot of massage books and rules and regulations who are written by not even massage therapists. So that's how I know that it will mess you up. Be careful. Now that the skin is drying, if the skin doesn't dry after chemical peel after your scrub, cleanser, and toner, you can use a fan just to expedite the process. Because some areas you're going to be in the summertime, your skin's still going to run hot. You're going to have oil still coming out the face. You want to blot it dry, but just use your fan. And it looks like everything is nice and dry. The nose looks good. And you keep your fan close to you because you're going to do your chemical peel next.
And what is this again?
Diamond tip microdermabrasion machine. So it has little micro tips or diamond heads where it's like kind of scratchy. That's what the scratching that you kind of feel. And it's kind of just lifting off any dead skin that a peel or a scrub cannot get. Turn to the right or left. Yep. And it's not like you're supposed to see dead skin just falling off. Dead skin is about millions and millions of microscopic little particles that if you could see with your human eye, like literally, you have some really great eyes. But dead skin, so sort of like this small scab right here. So see how the little dead skin is coming up? That's dead skin that you can see because it's from a big scar or scrape. So see that right here? This little piece that's trying to come up. It's dead skin, a collection of dead skin. And most of it's trying to come up. We don't want to scrape it too hard, because see how even right here it's already starting to try to get red, bright red. So right in here, this little spot right there. So we'll get that with our dermaplaning blade. Okay, I'm gonna go to the other side. Perfect. And there's certain areas that you don't have to keep going over. Just 1 to 2 passes, like her forehead is nice and clear and smooth and perfect. So I don't really need to focus on the forehead too much. Or the side of the face where her temples are. Because everything is, it's gorgeous. It's wonderful. And I know what you're wondering, why am I not using gloves for this part? It's diamond tip microdermabrasion. The only thing that's scratching the face is this diamond tip. If I see bleeding, if the person's skin is so sensitive to where it's like scratching, and you can definitely tell somebody's face when you scratch it because it has a white line, then yes, of course I'll use gloves, and they have very sensitive skin. Her skin, I don't need to use gloves. I like when I put my fingers and I can pull the skin. With gloves, I feel like I don't have enough contact, or I might be pulling too much because of the elasticity of those nitrile gloves or latex gloves. Sometimes they grip the skin a little bit too much and you're just pulling and it's like the person's face is being pulled off. Or see how she even moved to the side. I like a lighter touch. My tactile receptors on my fingers that sense hot and cold, I like the feeling of skin on skin. That's just my preference. Now, when we go into the dermaplaning, where it's a blade, of course we're going to wear gloves because I don't want to nick my hand, her face, or blood transfusion or transfer. We're going to do dermaplaning. Dermaplaning is a scalpel, little small blade.
Oh, I'm scared on with that one.
And well, no, yeah, we're going to take it off because I had the blade in there already. So it's a small little scalpel. And just going to turn to the left. There we go. Alright, and so see how the dead skin is coming up right here on the chin area. We're going to try to slough off as much dead skin as possible. But I'm going to start from the forehead. And just to show you what we're getting up, let me get you a cotton square. So we take our 4 square and then we wipe. And that's what we're getting up. Just loose hairs, dead skin, collection of sebum and sweat glands and hair follicles, stuff like that. And that's what we're getting up. That's the dead skin. And we wipe. And then right here is what we want to focus on. Let me get you guys a really super close zoom in so you can really see what's going on. Okay, we are now in a super magnified, zoomed in look at right here at the small dead skin little small piece. That's the piece that I went over with the microdermabrasion machine, but you don't want to keep going over it too much because it's going to redden the skin, just like how it did right here a little bit. And you're doing it lightly. You don't want to disturb the skin too much. So right here, I don't think it was ready to leave. So we could leave it alone, but see how it's like already turning a little bit red and it's trying to bleed. But with our client's permission, can we go over it? We'll ask her. Oh, she gave us a thumbs up. And see how easy that was, and it just came right on up. It's hanging off the blade right now. We're gonna wipe. And that's dead skin. And it likes to cling on and hold on for dear life and cause us problems. And I guess I'm breaking my own rules. Glove, because see how it started to cause a little bit of pinpoint bleeding. Pinpoint, you just tell your client, hey look, it's pinpoint just like it pins point like a needle. It's very small, tiny, minute, and it's not going to cause you to go into shock and call 911, all that good stuff. But we don't want to go over it too much more with the blade because it is seeping out just a little bit. So what we do, how do we clean these wounds? You can have stippling powder if you want to, and put the stippling powder right on the wound so that it'll dry up. Or since it's so small, you don't really need stippling powder. It's not blood that's running off the chin or leaking. You need stippling or stippling powder. You can find it on my website. I have the link to it at the bottom. But see how that one little small droplet and it dried it up that quickly? We don't need that because it's only a pinpoint bleeding. And I think that's about as much dead skin that we can get off. And we're going to let the rest heal or get taken care of by the chemical peel. Oh, she watched Leverage. I don't know if she watched that. Yes, it's alright. Leverage is a good show. It's underrated.
How you know? Because of the music?
Mm-hmm. No, because they said it too. It's like Leverage. It's a good show. The dead skin right here is a little bit stubborn, but it's coming up. There we go. Cool. So that's our close-up version or close-up view of these little small dead skin cells that like to hang right in there tough. You need a blade or something to really get this off. That's why certain peels, or not peels, but a scrub or cleanser can never really do this. Can't really get all this. It's tough. You need an actual instrument or blade to get off the little collection before and after photos that we post of what we're doing and how far our progression is, or how far we've come. So now we're going to add on our peel. Just drying off our bristles. So this is the chemical peel. And what I use is the Ultra Peel 1. And it's PCA. This is a leave on peel. So we're going to leave this peel on the face. We're not going to take it off. So just remind your client it's going to be a little bit of a sting. Brush in the cup over the face. You don't want to take your brush out of the cup over here and then drip it over the person's eye. Take your cup with you, right where you're going to apply it at. And nice slow strokes. You don't want to do fast because these bristles, if they flick off, it goes into the eye, little small particle, and you'll be wondering why your eyelids are burning because of the peel. Or if it gets in through the eyelid, because some peels are so small and tiny and minute, even if you blink your eye as hard as you can, it can still seep in there, and that's when you're going to have to get an eye flush station and tell the person to go wash their face over a sink, because you trying to dab their eye with water, it's not going to work. And that chemical peel in your eye, oh, it's the worst. Now, if the client starts to swallow really, really hard and you can see or hear the swallow or see their facial expression, you can give them the fan or tell them the fan is on your side. We're going to give you the fan, and whenever you want to turn it on, you can turn it on. And this peel, it shouldn't be too bad though. You might not need the fan at all. If you do, you'll probably turn it right back off in a couple minutes anyway, but it's self-neutralizing. Self-neutralizing meaning the peel does not need the cold water. It does not need to be taken off the face unless you want to. You can leave this peel on. And PCA, I believe, from my training and experience, they make the better peels that people can tolerate, to where it's not gonna mess with the skin too much. It's not over aggressive. This is just the right mixture, right formula for all skin types. That's why I really, really like it, because not just Caucasian skin, Puerto Rican skin, or Russian skin, or Jamaican skin. It for everybody. Pacific Islander and all that good stuff. You know, my UK peeps, you know what I mean? Because they got very, very fair skin. They're in that dreary weather all day without the sun, so they're opaque skin. My Asians, Filipinos, they can definitely take this. Mexican, Hispanic, everybody can take it. You know, my Haitians, Jamaicans, naming everybody. Showing love to everybody. Panamanian, all that good stuff. Now see how I got kind of close to the eye right here, and it could have dropped down here a little bit. So what we're gonna do, always have your cotton ready, dab that corner of the eye. Don't go into the eye, down, and then pull backwards or towards the nose, and that should be about it. And see how I did get that note, because it's orange, so I had a little corner spill. Be careful. The eye area is very, very sensitive. I only really try to do one pass of the eye and leave it alone. It's the thinnest skin in the face. Then you have your neck is the second thinnest. So be careful of your neck and the eye area. Now for the upper lip, you're just going to tell your client to fold in your lips, please. A little bit. You don't need a lot. Just a little bit. Because if a lot, you're going to dip it into here. If you put a lot, it's going to seep right in here at the mouth line, or it's going to go into the nostrils, and it's a real problem if it goes into the nostrils. And that's it. And that's your chemical peel. And actually I added a lot too much. And I can pour this back into your bottle if you know that bottle is your own client's bottle, because you don't want to contaminate, because remember, brush face, you can contaminate it. But the chemical peel is so strong, I doubt if anything could last or survive in a chemical peel. I've never heard of any virus, I don't care how strong that virus is, surviving in a chemical peel. It's like bleach. Nothing can survive in bleach or these chemical peels. I don't think so. I've never heard of it. And it's too strong to survive, or try to survive anyway. Because nothing's living in a chemical peel. It's all chemical. You know. So, Christy, how do you feel? Is it too tingly? Is it burning? Is it...
Well, it's better than the last time.
That's right. So that last peel that we used, yes, it was definitely aggressive. It was a glycolic. And another thing, glycolic peels on African Americans, or at least skin types 4, 5, and 6. You have to be careful. You cannot just use, like I did in part 2, you'll see it is a very, very aggressive peel. It started to turn the skin white and really get rid of any type of problems for the face, especially if you have acne. Most chemical or doctors who are, dermatologists, they do not want you knowing about chemical peels. They will not recommend chemical peels because it's a cure-all. It really does fry out and even out your skin tone. So that's what that glycolic did last time, but we only do it one time. Skin types 3, 4, 5, and 6 should really only be using glycolic maybe once a year, maybe twice, once every 6 months. And that's a big maybe, because it's a very tiny small molecule that goes down and fries out everything. And anything that's stronger than that would be a TCA peel. That I just not going to do on any client right now unless they have fine lines, wrinkles, and I'm talking about deep fine lines and wrinkles, or crow's feet, laugh lines. And I'll only do the TCA peel in those areas that are affected. I will never do a whole TCA peel like I've seen some dermatologists do, which is crazy. They do the whole face for, like, why? The lady only has wrinkles on her forehead. Everything else is nice and clear. Why would you do the whole face? You can, but they'll do like 5 passes, 4 passes. The person comes out of the doctor's office looking crazy. It takes like 45 days, if not a month and a half, to heal. That's serious. So just be careful. So now that she has the fan, because now it's activating, and it is totally up to her. But for our purposes, because she just had a jeez, she just had a glycolic peel about 3 weeks ago, or maybe just a little bit longer, or 4 weeks ago. We don't want this peel laying on the face too long, but this is a self-neutralizing peel, but that glycolic is still affecting her skin, so I want to take it off. And see how she turned the fan off? It means it's really not affecting her too much, but it is a slight tingle. So we're going to take our cotton rounds, but we're still going to take it off, okay? Because like I said, we just did a peel 4 weeks ago. Now, if my client came in, it's like 6 months later or 3 months later, whatever it is, 3 to 6 months, then I would leave it on the face because she hasn't had a peel in 3 months, 6 months. Her skin is ready for a peel. But since she has already done one, we want to take this off.